Hey, what is up, everybody? It is Sonic Lopsided, and I am back today with somebody special because he's an asshole and doesn't like to do videos with me anymore. Anyways, I'm back with another episode of Nintendo Talk with my good bud Israel Pacheco 89. How we doing, buddy?
What's up, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, I know, like 3 or 4 months or something like that. Anyways, we are back with a new episode of Nintendo Talk, and this time we're talking about Amiibo figures. Yes, the phenomenon from Nintendo, the NFC characters. And they've been making a pretty big splash since their release. We're going to talk about everything from, release day all the way up until the present day. So I'm going to turn it to Israel because I want to get a rundown. And since he has them all, I want him to tell us, all the ones that were available or are available now, supposedly. So go ahead, Israel. Let me know what's going on.
So there was initially 12. I'll go down the list here. It's really just me looking over at my shelf. And that is Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Peach, Pikachu, Kirby, Wii Fit Trainer, Samus, Link, Mario, Star Fox, Marth, and the Villager. That's as of November 21st, which was the release of Super Smash Brothers on the Wii U. And then this past week, they just released Diddy Kong, Little Mac, and Zelda. And later this month, they're releasing, I believe, Pit, Captain Falcon, and Luigi. And then there's more coming later on next year, February and March.
Yes, and as goes with most things that take up lots of shelf space, there are some that have to bite the dust due to no popularity. So, we have heard a couple different, I guess, rumors and a couple different wordings of basically what Nintendo's been saying. But from what I can gather, they are thinking about or have discontinued or have plans to discontinue two of the figures already, which being the Villager and the Wii Fit Trainer, which in one of the wordings online, there's basically been two different responses. So one of them says that
Yeah.
basically it says, the less popular ones will fade away, but it seems to me like they would not be smart to discontinue one rather than, they could just, as new ones come out, they drop the less popular ones, but then as they kind of release all four waves, because there's four different waves of Amiibo figures, right? Correct?
As of right now, yeah, that they've announced,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I believe there's more coming soon because they said they're eventually gonna have the full cast of Smash Brothers, and that is 49 characters, I believe. So that's a lot of amiibos.
Okay, yeah, 49 characters. And the problem with them is they take up a lot of shelf space because their packaging is ridiculously huge for how small the figures are. So,
Hmm.
they're going to run out of space. But here's the thing that I think Nintendo realizes: if they discontinue a figure, instantly the price of that figure is going to skyrocket because there's only a set amount in the world, that you can't get any more.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking may happen is, the less popular ones will go away for now, and there will be price gougers on eBay or whatever. But once they get the first initial wave out, or whenever the production slows down, because eventually they're going to run out of characters to make. That's when they're going to bring back all the characters. I don't think they're ever going to stop production on the
Hmm.
Amiibos, but it's going to be limited. But I think what they'd be ahead to do is go ahead and start selling them on their website directly from Nintendo. And I think
Yeah.
they will once the initial wave of popularity goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have been talking about everybody's online's been talking about going crazy over this discontinuation of the two figures, and I don't think it's going to happen, honestly.
Yeah, and there's also Marth. That'll be the third figure
Oh, true.
that is supposedly being discontinued. But there's like two sides of the argument. There's the people who have them, like I do, that just bought all of them and said, "Okay, I'm gonna collect all of them." And it's not really an issue for me when it comes to the rare figures. But on the other end, there's people out there who weren't aware that there were going to be limited quantities of some of these characters. Really, Nintendo out the gate never said, okay, here are the characters, which there's not going to be a lot of. So if you want to get them, pre-order them. They never really said that. So I could see that side that they're frustrated that they weren't warned about these figures maybe being discontinued down the line, which is unfortunate, and it kind of sucks Nintendo didn't give them a heads up about it. But I think it's genius on the other hand when it comes to business, because now people who want future waves after wave one, they're gonna pre-order and buy all of them because they don't know which ones will be rare and which ones won't be rare.
Right.
So it helps Nintendo out in the long run because people are like, okay, I don't want to go through the same thing that I went through during Wave 1. I'm just going to pre order all the ones that are coming out and the future waves and just buy all of them instead of waiting to pick them up later on down the line.
Right. And I saw something else too online. And it was actually brought to my attention too whenever I was watching a podcast that I watch a lot. Um, the people online have been saying that Nintendo has intentionally
Yeah.
made a small stock of these figures to create kind of like a false demand for the figures, and I am on the side, the pro Nintendo side. I don't know why something that is hyped as big as these Amiibo figures was, and the fervor that was on the internet about them, why they would think that it was profitable in the long run to create a false demand for their characters. I think they kind of undersold themselves on how popular these things were actually going to be.
Yeah.
So they just didn't, they didn't think to have, hundreds of thousands of each character made, and then there's warehouse costs and stuff like that for all this stuff that they have. Um,
Yeah, they didn't want to take up all that shelf space, which you were talking about earlier, which is like you said, the issue that once one wave is done, there's going to be multiple waves coming in the future, so they need shelf space for that. So I can understand them discontinuing some of the lesser popular characters because of course they're going to have Mario, they're going to have Link, Donkey Kong, but the less popular characters they need that space for the new waves that are coming in,
yeah,
which makes sense when you think about it in terms of retail. You only have so much space that you could give when you're a retailer to one of these companies to fill up space.
right, yeah. And then like I said, later down the road, whenever the surge in popularity drops a little bit, I think that you're going to see these show up on the Nintendo website directly. Kind of how you can buy like Wii Motion Plus controllers and stuff like that straight off Nintendo's website.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to do that in the future once the popularity drops off a bit. So off the subject of the initial release, let's talk about, I guess, the quality of the figures themselves. When when you get them in your hand, how satisfied are you with the design of the characters, the molding of the characters, basically, how they look on a shelf. Let's talk about everything cosmetic, and then we'll get into the compatibility with the games and the features that they offer for your games.
Yeah, so far for me, there's only been a few figures that have really not lived up to my expectations, and those are Link from the first wave, which is, as of I've seen online from reports, that's actually the most popular amiibo that's been selling. And I guess since the character it has a lot of detail to the character model, which is the same one that they use in Smash Brothers,
Uh-huh.
it kind of did not come out as detailed as I wanted it to be. And then the other one would be Diddy Kong from the second wave, which the eyes are kind of off. And I've read online that other people, it's not like a defect, it's just how they're manufactured, that it's a common issue with Diddy Kong. But besides those, the other ones are actually pretty well detailed, pretty well made. The paint jobs on them are pretty damn good. The detail is pretty damn good for something of that size, and the price too. They're each $13. So when you compare it to some of the more higher end figures, you could get to like $40, $50, and from there you could go up to 100, $150. So these are relatively affordable when it comes to collectibles, and I think they look pretty nice on a shelf, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then you're getting two uses for a figure, not only display wise, but then also usage wise with your video games.
Hmm.
Myself, I only have two amiibos right now. Because unlike Israel Pacheco 89, I'm not made of cash. So I've got a couple. I actually have the Wii Fit trainer, and then I have Zelda as well, which I just picked up today. Um, and I don't know why I got the Wii Fit trainer. I think it was mainly because when I went the first day, that was just about the only one left. That and Kirby, which I don't care about Kirby, honestly. It's such a basic character that it's not detailed enough for me to to be appealing to me to grab it and pick it
Yeah.
up, because there's nothing to Kirby. It's like three different factors in the design. It's a ball with feet. So anyways, but the Wii Fit trainer is pretty cool. I like the way it looks. And then Zelda, of course, is a very detailed character, and I actually haven't opened it yet. It's sitting right there in front of me, looking at me. It's kind of intimidating and weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's sitting there. But anyways, but off of the subject of what they look like, let's talk about some of the features that they add to your video games, such as games like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. So in Mario Kart, I know that you can, you sync up your amiibos, and some of the characters they'll give you like special outfits for your
Me,
characters in your Mario
yeah,
Kart
me
game. Yeah, and
characters.
your Mii characters, and I think that's pretty cool. And then I've heard tell, I'm not sure, I haven't done it yet, but there will be like special vehicles in the future as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, like I said, but I saw that online. I don't know if that was directly from Nintendo or just from somebody speculating.
Yeah, I believe that's like future DLC from Nintendo.
Right. Okay. So since you have actually synced up, I think all of yours, let's hear from you. Just some of the features that we can expect whenever we sync up our amiibos to our Wii U.
Yeah, I've only tried it on excuse me, on Mario Kart so far, and it's like you said, it's just outfits for the Mii character. It's just pretty simple, but it's a cool addition since I was gonna get the figures anyway to have outfits for the Mii characters. And I know in Smash Brothers you could level up each amiibo to level 50, and then you could use it as a computer component to not component, but a computer competitor for you to fight.
To sort
Or
of make yourself better. The higher
yeah,
the level,
exactly.
the more
Yeah,
difficult it is.
and then you could have two amiibos fight each other, or you could take it over your friend's house and have him fight the amiibo. So it's a cool little addition. I haven't tried that out myself, but I know there's also a feature in Hyrule Warriors for certain characters. You get certain special weapons for Link,
Yeah.
and in future games, I know down the line they're going to be adding support in Captain Toad. And some of the upcoming games like Yoshi's Woolly World, I believe, also.
Right. Yeah, and I saw too. For anybody that's watching and wants to know a simple, easy way to get all of your characters to level 50 on Smash Bros, is just set them fighting each other, two AIs against each other, and let them beat
Mhm.
the crap out of each other until they get level 50. So that's just something I saw online. But it is cool. I mean, because there's only, especially with Smash Bros, there's only so far. Once you play against the highest difficulty AI, you're just gonna kill them over and over again. You're never gonna
Yeah.
be able to push yourself to bigger and better, you know, gameplay. You won't be able to play better. But I think with this level system, you can actually get the AI a little bit higher than the highest difficulty set standard with the game, so you can always make yourself better, because Smash is a pretty competitive game online anyways. um so you're always wanting to be bigger and better. People take this crap really seriously. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're there's a lot of potential with these things, is what I guess what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things that can be done with them. Now I don't know if there's going to be a way in the future to kind of, since you, I don't know if you'll need to like update these or anything like that to get like future DLCs they might add for
Hmm.
a certain character or something like that. So maybe in the future, whenever you start up your Wii U, you sync it in, and then it pops up, update or whatever, and you have to update the character, stuff like that. And then also, it could be cool too to see like what am I trying to say? Oh, like on a game, like Smash Brothers, whenever you do some kind of battle or maybe even a race on Mario Kart or something like that, and you're racing against this character, maybe it can save your ghost times or something like that onto the character's data itself, because I know it has some kind of memory it has to.
Hmm.
But that's pretty cool. There's a lot of potential with these amiibos, and I think in the next year you're gonna see just about everything that can possibly happen with the amiibos. But yeah, I mean, off that, it doesn't have a ton of game compatibility right now.
Yeah.
But Toad will definitely will definitely be having that support. I've not actually picked that game up yet. I was going to go do it today, but then I got sidetracked with some other Christmas shopping, so I haven't got that one yet. But yeah, we need to talk about the sales figures for I guess for so far, and then projected that Nintendo has come out and say they've projected or whatever. So I know you have the figures right there in front of you. I know that they said that they sold 700 around 710,000 units.
Yeah. And that
Um,
was from the release of Smash Brothers till about the first week of November, I want to say, because that's when MPD Records cut off.
right.
So it was probably like a week and a half, maybe.
Uh huh.
So that's a lot of units. It sold about the same as Smash Brothers sold, because Smash sold around 700,000 copies. So they're selling really well, and Nintendo had projected sales of 1 billion yen, which translate over to about 8.59 million dollars, US dollars, that is. And they've already made most of that, if not more. But you got to factor in, of course, manufacturing costs, shipping costs, the cut that the retailers get, the cost of getting these figures out there. So they're pretty close to their mark. I'm pretty sure by the end of the year they'll be close to a million figures sold
Right.
worldwide, which is a lot.
Yeah, especially with Christmas coming up, there's going to be a bunch of people rushing to pick up, basically what's left over. And I think that's what a lot of retailers, especially, are banking on. They're going to push out those more or less popular, or more mass-produced ones like Mario and
Yeah,
Kirby and Yoshi and all that
Link.
stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
all the people that you see there. Um, but yeah, it's crazy they sold that many, in such a small time. It's not even been a month, right? Not.
Yeah, I think they've pretty much exceeded their their expectations when it came to these amiibo figures, and it looks like they'll be making a profit this year, which Nintendo the last few years have not made a profit when it comes to their company, because of the I guess I wouldn't say failure, but yeah, the lack of sales for the Wii U,
Yeah,
and
it's
even like the soft sales on 3DS, that's really slowed down for them. That's why they're going to be releasing the new model coming soon to try to inject some life into that market right now.
yeah. After this year, they've basically hit market saturation with the 3DS. It's to the
Mhm.
point where you're not really going to get many more sales out of that. But for something like the Amiibos that probably cost them, after everything's said and done, very little to make,
Yeah,
because plastic's cheap. That's just how it is. But they're making a killing on these things. I guarantee you.
yeah,
They're probably making $6-7 per figure.
yeah,
I want to say, that seems like a comfortable number for me. Now I'm not 100% sure. I tried to Google and see, how much it would cost to make one, but no one has that information. Um, but yeah, man, especially because they're still coming out. You know what I mean? They're
yeah,
not going to stop. This is I for the Nintendo collector and the amount of people who are big Nintendo fans, they're going to be able to sell double this amount next year, double triple this amount.
yeah. And there's
If
people buying multiples. Like they'll
Yeah,
buy one to keep in the box, buy one to display,
yeah,
buy
yeah.
one to flip on eBay.
Which, if I had the money, I would be buying two of each ones because I like them in the box.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to be able to have that functionality with your video games, so it makes you open them. But yeah, other than that, that's it for it for the Amiibo figure. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there. But it's going to be something to be seen in the next year, seeing how much it's actually going to popularize Nintendo. Because before the Amiibos, other than the Club Nintendo stuff, I don't really remember any big waves of actual Nintendo figures.
Yeah.
You got
It,
those
it
little
was
tiny figures on.
probably the popular character like Mario or Luigi, Yoshi, but there wasn't really that diverse of a lineup when it came to Nintendo characters. So, and
Right.
since they're doing the whole cast of Smash Brothers, there's a lot of stuff there for Nintendo collectors to pick up.
Yeah. And when you think anybody that let's just say that 49 characters, somebody has to have all of them. That's a good amount of money. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's me right there.
They're getting $490 off of Izzy. So, oh,
Probably
might
more.
as well say 550 after tax or whatever. So, yeah, guys, that's about it. We're kind of beating a dead horse at this point. There's nothing really left to say. Um, Overall, Amiibo figures are pretty cool, and I look forward to seeing what Nintendo has in store for them. In the new year, especially with all of the possibilities for extended functionality. So for Isdor Pacheco 89, this is Sonic Lopsided bidding you guys a farewell. Check back here before long, hopefully, for another episode of Nintendo Talk. And that will be here on my channel. I'm going to try and get Israel to record some more videos because there's no telling whenever he's going to get another day off work and want to do a video with me, hang out with his good bud Reg for a little bit. Anyways, guys, we're going to let you go at this point. This has been Sonic Lopsided for Israel Pacheco 89. Take care, guys.